had plenty of disdainful strokes from the sideboard, but it just, the Ulamog killing my sources was just, especially the chain.
Yeah. The thing about green-white is it can present a bit faster of a clock, so just one disdainful stroke, maybe two, is enough to get the job done, whereas if Jeskai wants to use that plan, they need a lot of Mantis Riders, because they're actually pretty slow without them.
I think we might have video back here again, so you guys get another look at the deck list. Let's pull up Patrick's deck now and see what he's working with. If we can do that. Oh, nope, we're back on. Oh. All right, so here's Patrick's deck list. Now, you were just talking about the strokes in the sideboard. How do you think this matchup's going to play out? I know that you got crushed when you played Gaby. Do you think something similar is going to happen?
I feel like Patrick has a lot more wiggle room than I did, because he actually can win through Resolved Ugin, whereas I couldn't. He actually has more morphs, so he can play some morphs game and actually kill an Ugin after it resolves. So he can use those Death Mists and Dem Protectors face down to sort of fight against Ugin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although Gaby, of course, has those Atarkas in the deck as well. So.
Yeah, the Atarkas are a problem.
Should be interesting to see how this plays out. Actually, this is one of the better interesting, I guess, matchups, because depending on who wins, Patrick is in with a win and out with a loss, but it depends on how he wins that you might be able to sneak in, I believe. So
yeah, there could definitely be a tangle of interesting, like we could all end up 2-1 and it could come down to tiebreakers if Patrick wins.
Yeah. And who has more pro points between the two of you? Do you know if you
I do. I have the most pro points.
If we could bring up that not the Planeswalker point, the Pro Tour points, the overall stat sheet, we can see how everybody's doing. Or we can go back to us. Hello again, chat. Lovely. All right. So yeah, in fact, you have about 50 more pro points than he does.
Yeah, but who's counting? And then Patrick has the second most, and then Gaby has one. So she would lose if it was all coming down to pro points.
Sure, yeah. Should be good. Let's see. Looks like it's still going to be a moment before we get that match set up between Gaby and Patrick. But what about you, Sean? What are you going to do in the next few weeks? Are you going to be in Atlanta? Are you going to be in... not Pittsburgh, whatever the one after Atlanta is?
No, those GPs are pretty far away, but I was just at GP Seattle. I played Miracles and started out undefeated on day one, and then day two didn't go so well. I played the Mirror a bunch of times, and it was just pretty miserable. I got caught in the draw bracket again, and played against a bunch of mirror matches, and I don't play that much Legacy because it's not a relevant format for the Pro Tours, but
sure.
So I feel like I got outplayed a little in day two.
What was your ending record there? You said you might have had a few draws or something?
I was X 4-1, so I min cashed and got a pro point. So yeah,
not the complete.
Still something.
Yeah, not the complete worst. I mean, especially if you don't have much practice with the Miracles deck or any Legacy in general, right?
Yeah, Legacy is tricky format. There's so many decks. Like, I played against Alurin in round one of day two, and I'm just like, what is this deck?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be going to Atlanta next week, but other than that, I'm not sure what else I have planned. Yeah, should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Good draft tech for when you make day two?
Good draft tech?
Yeah.
I guess take the green that nobody wants.
Take the green that nobody wants? Oh, no, bad draft tech. No, you just avoid green even if everyone else is avoiding it. That's be more avoidant of it.
You're on the no green train?
Yeah, I passed a Woodland Bellower at the Pro Tour.
Pick one, pack one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what would you draft then if you were to date?
I like the Grixis colors. I usually end up them every time. I like the devoid strategy, blue red, black red, that sort of thing, or blue white awaken. Also,
Yeah,
it's really good.
I think the blue white awakened deck is really sweet as well. But yeah, I don't mind taking green. Yeah, snapping gnarlids, man, they're gonna get you every time. Get a
Yeah, if
few
you,
natural connections and whatnot.
yeah, Snapping Arlet is a very good card.
Yes. All right, I got him to say it. I got him to say a green card is good. Now
I
he's
also
gonna
like
say it.
Eyeless Watcher. If you're in red green and you have Vile Aggregates and your only green card is Eyeless Watcher, then I can get behind it.
Wow, actually, yeah. Shoot Vile Aggregate into Eyeless Watcher, and you got yourself what, a 4/5 already?
Yep.
Jeez, that's big money. All right, it looks like the players are ready. Let's get down to the match, guys. All right, friends, we're back for round 4 here at the Super League Championship Group Stage Finale. We got Patrick Dickmann on the top there versus Gaby Spartz on the bottom. Green-White Megamorph versus Eldrazi Ramp. Sean, tell us about these hands. What are these players doing?
Looks like Gabby's got the classic ramp hand with ramp and nothing to do with it. And Patrick's got the classic Hangerback Walker Dramoka's Command, which would be fantastic if he wasn't against a ramp deck. So we're going to have a great time this match.
So is this similar to the hands that you kept versus Gaby when you played her?
Yeah, I think I did a lot of mulliganing, basically, and that it's generally not going to work either. I don't even have Hangerback or Dramoka's Command in my deck. Mine's all about the Rattleclaw Mystics and just playing turn 3 Gideon. That's what I want to do.
Turn 3 Gideon, turn 3 Retreat to Amaria. Seems good here. Got a little bit of lag. I think both players kept their opening 7s, though, it looks like. Gaby doesn't have that.
And it's interesting. I could see an argument for either of the mulliganing, but they both seem like borderline hands, but reasonable.
Yeah, I think those are both shrines on Gaby's side, so she won't be able to tutor up anything immediately off the bat. No turn 1 Jaughty Offshoot, though. Man, that's like the cornerstone of the deck.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Looks like she drew an Atarka there.
Yeah, that's a good draw.
Actually, we were talking about that prior to the game, where Atarka is probably one of the better cards versus Patrick, since he's running a lot of the morph creatures, and Dugan doesn't take care of it.
Yeah, it'll be able to come down and possibly just eat a Gideon or something like that.
Hedron Archive rather off the top for Gaby, so just more ramp. She's happy to have drawn that Atarka at turn 1. Looks like Patrick missed his second land drop, though, and he's going to be going double Hangerback Walker here. Ooh.
Yeah, his third land drop, and that's, yeah, the Doom Traveler start is not that fast.
And if we
Especially
see
when you're facing down that Atarka on what will it be, turn 5, it looks like. Patrick looks like he's in a lot of trouble this game.
Fortunately, he's still able to at least develop out his board a little bit, although attacking with your 1/1 Hangerback Walkers is not exactly what you want to do. And wow, Gaby drew that Sylvan Scrying to go find the, what's the name of it? Sanctum of Ugin, if she wants to at some point. This is...
And she also just found an Ulamog also, so she doesn't really even need it. She's just going to be able to curve out into gigantic dudes.
Yeah. Do you imagine she plays Explosive Vegetation here, or just the Hedron Archive?
I think she's trying to figure out if Patrick has any way to deal with an artifact. Explosive Vegetation is usually the much safer play, like against Jeskai with Kolaghan's Command, but I think Explosive Vegetation is just always better here, though, because it's going to thin the deck, and Hedron Archive can basically searches for 2 untapped lands.
Yeah, it's also going to turn on both of those lands next. Actually, they're already active right now, so Gaby can 2, 4, 6, 8, just with a land play, can cast Ulamog next turn.
Oh, that's pretty much a beating.
And hey, a third shrine. Yeah, Gaby has access to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana now. Wow.
Fortunately, it's going to take 3 attacks here to mill out Patrick since she ramped this out so quickly.
All right, so do you eat the lands or do you eat the hangerbacks? Oh, I guess you just scoop. All right.
That's yeah. Just wait and hope the opponent concedes, so you don't have to choose there.
So, for those of you keeping track at home, that was a turn 5 Ulamog, while Patrick Dickmann was missing land drops, and yeah, he knows the writing on the wall. Just got to scoop that up there. What kind of things do you think the players are going to sideboard in? I know you were talking about those disdainful strokes.
Yeah. Patrick is basically looking for his counter magic and anything that is gonna provide a fast clock is what I'm assuming, and it looks like he's eyeing the silk wrap as well, which is pretty smart, I think, because Hangerback Walker is actually a huge roadblock for green white. Although it looked like Gaby even shaved some of those. You can actually just lose to a Hangerback Walker as green white, like a gigantic Hangerback Walker for 4 or something, and it provides a major roadblock.
Well, that makes complete sense. Patrick's still opting to look at his sideboard here, see what he wants to take out. Gaby obviously knows. She's probably been jamming this matchup. Knows exactly what she wanted to do. Just put some cards in, took some cards out.
It looks like he's keeping in Dromoka's command. He might be afraid of Radiant Flames or something. I'm not sure if Gaby actually brought in Radiant Flames though, but because otherwise Dromoka's command is pretty poor.
Yeah, it can kill offshoots and unflipped Nissas and hangerbacks.
It can Death Mist Raptor could fight an Atarka, but I mean, okay. I wouldn't be too worried about Atarka. I would be worried more about Ugin and Ulamog.
Yeah, and actually, I think with that win there for Game 1, Gaby clinches her spot in the top 2. So, congratulations to her.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Yeah.
Definitely crushed us. I mean, we're here commentating.
Annihilating, crushed.
About how she beat us.
Everything, yeah. All right, here we are for Game 2 between Patrick Dickmann and Gaby Spartz. Gaby is up a game. This is round 4 of 6 tonight, folks. We have 2 more matches coming up. Cedric Phillips versus Randy Buehler and Paul Cheon versus Eric Froelich. So stay tuned for those. And, well, we got the opening 7 from each player. What's the game plan here, Sean?
Looks like Patrick's got a disdainful stroke and a couple early plays, so that's got to be good enough. And Gaby is mulliganing a one-lander into another one-lander, but this might have to be a keep since she gets the scry. Oh, no. And that happens to be an awful-looking 5. That is... She's decided to keep it. I'm surprised by that, too. I probably would have shipped that away, but maybe you just keep that and hope to draw a forest and some ramp cards. I mean,
oh my! Another Ulamog off the top for Gaby there, who I assume put a card on the bottom then if she's drawing Ulamog.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to keep that one.
The thing is, Patrick doesn't have much pressure. He has a Hangerback and a Knight of the White Orchid, but...
I think he's got enough pressure against that end.
Hey, full house. We got a full house, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Gaby is going to need to run extremely well from this point on to... I
think Patrick can basically level that Hangerback Walker up to a 10-10 and swing twice with how Gaby's drawing.
Yeah. Of course, the nice thing about Gaby's deck, it's got tons of mana producers, tons of lands, but her not having a forest is huge. If she draws like a Sylvan Scrying here. I mean, I guess that's something.
That is something. And Hangerback Walker is better on defense than it is on offense, since you get to level it up, and they have to decide whether to spend their ability leveling up to attack or not. But Patrick did get to level his up first.
It's going to make his effectively twice, well, with 2 extra counters than what Gaby has. All right. A land, probably not bad for Gaby.
Not the land she wanted, though. Although it casts the colorless spells she has just as well as a forest, I guess.
Not the land she wanted, maybe the land she deserves.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Patrick's just content leveling up the Hangerback Walker. Draws another one off the top. This is actually, what, turn 5, so he's able to play 1 for 2 and then level up that first one still.
Yeah, and this Hangerback Walker, if is sort of holding off the 3/3 Hangerback Walker, although he might not even be wanting to attack with it yet. Anyways, he wants to get it to a nice size so he can take a big bite out of her life total.
All right, so what kind of things can Gaby draw then out at this point? Forest is probably a good start.
Forest into explosive vegetation.
I like it. Into
And I think into a land is enough to cast Ugin. It looks like, or no, that's not. That's the wrong
sanctum,
land. Yeah.
Huh. Patrick
And
actually
Patrick
opting.
is just holding on to the disdainful stroke as well, so it's looking pretty bad for Gaby here.
Does this attack with the Knight of the White Orchid make sense?
Not really.
Or with the Hangerback Walk? I mean, I guess you get flyers, but then you're kind of running into a Radiant Flames. Okay.
Patrick does have Valor stance, but I don't think it does anything here unless he's just...
Huh, interesting. Oh,
Okay.
little, so what is Patrick thinking when he makes this attack then with the Knight of the White Orchid and that 2/2 Hangerback?
I'm not sure. Maybe he was just going to Valor stance his Knight of the White Orchid, or maybe we're not seeing something. Maybe we're missing something.
I mean, I realize the flyers can start getting in here, but
Bolster value. Oh, yeah.
Gaby's Hangerback now on par with Patrick's. People in chat saying Gaby's going to win this game. And, you know, she's still at 14 life. She's up to 5 mana now.
I'm doubtful. Patrick looks like he's going to pop his 5/5 Hangerback Walker.
And
that's a 2-turn clock.
Yes, it is. This runs straight into a Radiant Flames if Gaby had sideboarded them in, but look at that bling there too. Is that a Windswept Heath? Look at that. I guess this also leaves Gaby dead to like Gideon, you know, or something if he... Actually, I'm not actually sure he has that in his deck list, but...
Yeah, Patrick has Gideon, so that would have been the win.
It looks like the full house cannot beat the 7 of a kind.
Nope.
Not this time anyways. So we'll be going to game 3. And that's actually what you couldn't have Patrick win a game, or could you have him win a game?
I'm not sure. We'll see. I can't control it now anyways, so...
Oh, you know what? So I forgot. The green red ramp deck that Gaby's running is actually running Seismic Rupture, so it doesn't kill its own Hangerback Walker tokens.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so Radiant Flames is not actually in her sideboard, right? So that's why Patrick's not playing around it.
Yeah, well, that makes Dromoka's command even less appealing from Patrick. I mean, I don't think Gaby really has any enchantments either.
Mm-hmm. See a Wingmate Rock in Patrick's sideboard, a Nissa, some of those Archangels.
All right, so I think I need Gaby to win this game for me to get in. So
Okay.
come on, ramp.
Well, that was a pretty
Come on, Patrick. Keep the
unconventional game.
Dramokas. Yeah, keep the Dramokas commands and draw them all, please. Unless they do something good.
Casters are unbiased here. Casters are unbiased. Although that's easier to say when you're 0-3, but so it goes. Patrick taking a while here to make his decision. I wonder if he's going to change up versus on the draw.
You were definitely unbiased in giving us all wins, so that was kind of
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, chat. Feels bad. I mean, I got to put the favor in Gaby's position here for Game 3, especially on the play.
Absolutely. Hopefully we see a real game, since that's got to favor Gaby. But a couple disdainful strokes, like I said, will maybe not deal with a full house, but can deal with 2 of a kind or 3 of a kind.
Yeah. Potentially. And, well, maybe Patrick fell asleep. Maybe Gaby's going to get a bite. Remember, Patrick's on, I don't remember exactly what time, but it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. where he lives. So maybe he was just like, okay, I'm just going to close my eyes here for 2 minutes and
disconnect victory. The sweetest kind of victory.
The old DC. All right, looks like he submitted his deck list here, so we're going to get a nice good old Game 3. And I think Gaby's hand looks great. I see a Sylvan Scrying on turn 2 into Map the Wastes, Explosive, and then she already has 2 of the ramp spells.
This hand is completely unbeatable. There's no way this hand could lose.
Okay, all right, 0%. You heard it here, folks. Sean McLaren says, Gaby cannot lose this game.
Best hand I've seen in my life.
Well, also, on the other side, Patrick has one of those Dramokas commands you wanted him to draw.
Yep. I mean, +1/+1 to the Hangerback Walker. That's like 10 turn clock.
It's value. That is value. So for sure Gaby's going to keep this hand. Do you mulligan that hand as Patrick? Is it too slow, I guess, is the question.
I'm not entirely certain. I mean, he kept Dramoka's command in his deck for a reason, and he has a 2-drop, and Wingmate's not bad, so I think he's probably going to keep it. I think I would probably keep it.
Okay, fair enough. We're just waiting on players to make their mulligans here. Patrick tanking it over a little bit. Of course, folks, the next few matches, we have 2 more after this one. Cedric Phillips versus Randy Buehler, and Paul Cheon versus Eric Froelich, so stay tuned. Until then, you get to hear the lovely sounds of Sean Panflute McLaren and Kenji Saxman Egashira.
Epic combination.
Epic indeed. Epic indeed. Yeah, Gaby's hand just looks too good. This is like.
I think Patrick's drifting in and out of sleep and awakened consciousness now. No, he was just thinking about that, and it looks like he decided to mull. And now it's another tough decision. I mean, Warden is a great start, and he gets a scry, but he just has 5 lines. I'd probably keep this hand too.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good choice for Patrick. The Warden can just do so much work. He's obviously going to need to draw some stuff here, but we'll see what he wants to do.
Sometimes if you have a bad matchup, it's best to just mulligan into Oblivion, and then you can say you just had bad luck and had a mulligan.
Yeah, I mulled, and they just had it. I couldn't do anything. All right. 9 of the White Orchid's not awful for Patrick off the top.
But it is awkward with the Warden a little bit.
Yes. Can't exactly cast Warden into Knight of the White Orchid. Oh, yeah, she did it. She drew the Jotty offshoot.
Yeah, but it's an off-curve offshoot. This is a disaster now.
The off-curve offshoot. Aw, dang. So see, she had the option there of playing the offshoot, playing a land, and then next turn map the wastes, right? If she drew
Yeah,
another land.
I think that's a trap though. It's gonna mess up your ramp. Good play. Good play.
GP. All right, more spells off the top for Patrick, who just does the only thing he can do. Pumps up the ward and gets in for 2. Another big fatty off the top for Gaby, who's just doing her thing here.
Patrick's drawn two spells. How unlucky.
He actually gets to get some value here off the Knight of the White Orchid because of the ramp, but if Gaby's able. Sorry, go ahead.
And a Valor stance for the Dragon Lord Atarka.
Yeah, and then he might be able to make the play that you were mentioning, Death Mist Raptor fighting Atarka with the Jamoka's command, should he draw it.
Everything's going wrong.
Had Gaby drawn a forest there, she'd be able to play the offshoot, play a land, and then explosive and get some nice life, but...
Yeah, land there would have been pretty good. Pretty good. This is Pilgrimage, not so much.
The nice thing is she already has spell mastery for the Pilgrimage.
Oh yeah, that is good.
It's definitely not awful.
And she can just play her land drop for the turn and the offshoot.
It's a little bit awkward that she doesn't have double green though. Let's see. I have to double check here. Does Explosive Vegetation only get forests?
No, it gets anything, but she only has one mountain in her list.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, well, it seems like Pilgrimage probably would have been the better play there.
I'm just saying maybe on the previous turn, instead of mapping into the mountain, she gets another forest so that she's able to make that play since she already had a way to get the mountain in her hand. But I mean, this doesn't look bad for Patrick, unbeknownst to him.
No, it doesn't. I agree. But we're like in lethal territory next turn. A Gideon off the top would also be pretty good. The offshoot might be able to buy Gaby a turn to get into Ugin though. And yeah, Patrick is morphing his second Death Mist Raptor to protect it from the Ugin.
That was a huge draw there for Gaby. That 7th land, untapped, is going to let her cast Ugin here and wipe everything but that morphed Death Mist Raptor, rather.
Looks like it's just enough for Dragon Lord?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I miscount? Does she only have...
No, it looks like it should have been enough for the Ugin, which probably would have been a little better.
Oh, yeah, Gaby might actually... Oh, no, she could only fall to 1 here if Patrick drew Gideon, Valorous Stance, or Stasis Snare for that matter. Okay. This is interesting. She could have definitely cast Ugin there, but opted to go with the Dragon Lord instead.
Yeah, which is an interesting play. I think she did that against me too. Whereas Ugin is just so backbreaking to the green-white deck. It just clears the board and threatens to mop up future plays. So I think Ugin probably would have been a bit better there.
Could it be possible she was thinking that she wants to save the Ugin to pop off the Sanctum, potentially? On the following turn?
Possibly, although I don't think that's really necessary. It looks like the Ugin's going to be huge here, though.
Yeah. And actually, she gets to play the Jotty offshoot first.
Although it would die to the Ugin minus.
Gaining 2 life. I guess, yeah, there's nothing hasty from Patrick's deck that Gaby would have to worry about.
And it's only really 1 life with the foothills damaging you anyways. Probably not worth it.
All right, and now Big Daddy Ugin.
Ugin. Best card in Standard. Much better than Baby Jace.
This game was really close, considering the circumstances and given the opening hands.
Yeah, well, realistically, Gaby got really unlucky this game. Patrick got insanely lucky.
And even still now, it's probably not close.
Yeah. I don't know if Patrick can actually come back from this. He needs something that's not going to die to the Ugin immediately.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hangerback Walker dies immediately, but produces 3 tokens? Question mark?
Yeah, Hangerback would be good. Although the Ugin can actually deal with it. Well, Wingmate Rock doesn't die immediately.
That's a pretty good draw. Threatens lethal, unbeknownst to Patrick. Gaby doesn't have that Jotty offshoot, but
keeping it interesting and keeping some of us on the edge of our seats. Some people don't know when to quit.
Some people should just pack up their cards because I've got, hey.
Okay, well, Sanctum allows the Ulamog, and that's got to be game.
Yeah, now she just starts chaining the Sanctums and going to town. 2, 4, 6. She needs to actually pop off the Wooded Foothills here first.
Careful. Careful. You're 3.
Careful, Gaby. Careful, you're at 2.
Don't tap that Wooded Footlands too hard. It's dangerous.
But as we have seen time and time again with this deck, as soon as this chain starts going off, unless your deck has some reach, it's nigh unbeatable.
Is that another Wingmate Rock in hand, or is that lag?
I think that's lag.
Thank God.
I mean, she does have the Jotty offshoot that's going to gain her 4 life, 3 life minimum, rather. But this is...
Hey, this Hangerback Walker isn't beatable. The dream is dead.
All right, so Gaby smartly taking care of the Hangerback Walker with Ugin. It looks like she's probably going to play the Atarka. Sweat it out, Sean. Sweat it out. It'll all be okay. Oh, yeah, not to mention Patrick's going to be at 4 life after this turn. And that is going to be all, folks. Gaby takes the match 2-1 over Patrick. Sean, victorious, puts up that little fist. Welcome back to the quote-unquote booth here. I'm Kenji Egashira. With me, Sean McClare, number 17 in the world currently. Sean, that is exactly what you wanted to happen. That is exactly what we thought would happen, though. So, no, you
feels good. There. I mean, I gotta hand it to me. All that cheering paid off. I mean, Gaby did pretty well too, I suppose. Gotta give her some credit.
Right. All right, folks, that was only match number 4 here tonight. We have 2 more matches to go. Cedric Phillips versus Randy Buehler and Paul Cheon versus Eric Froelich. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.